come and say something. If we're going to have unity, whether it's in our city or our state or our nation, it has to start with respecting each other's humanity. That's the bottom line. And any insinuation that slavery was a benefit to black people is offensive. It's offensive and it's wrong, and we need to teach our children the truth of slavery. It was a savage, horrible thing, and unless we face our demons, I don't know how we move forward to have a better future. We have got to pull back on some of this and start to speak to each other differently, and frankly, I'm grateful she's here to shine a light on it.
Do you expect Washington to do anything to try to make a change to these new state education rules?
I don't know. I mean, this is also new. I have to admit to being very surprised at this language. I never thought I would see the day that we would see slavery cast as a benefit to black people in any sort of state language, educational language. I want our children to be educated about the truth of slavery, about the truth of our history. And that doesn't vilify anybody. That simply helps us to have a roadmap for going forward in a way where we have a positive future. You cannot ignore the past or pretend that it didn't happen or revise it and make it go away. We have to face it, and then we have to see each other's humanity. That's really how it is. I don't know what the next steps are, but I think the first thing you have to do is shine a light on it, and that's what I believe that the Vice President is doing today.
What do you think is the significance of Harris choosing Jacksonville coming here?
Well, I don't know. I think that we certainly have a very large black population here. One that has been very vocal on this issue, and I think that it is a way to make folks feel like they have a champion here. It can be, very disconcerting to hear people talking in these terms about slavery and hear that cast as some sort of woke something or other. It is simply the fact of our history that slavery was an aberration. It was something that we should feel like we never want to repeat again, and yet somehow we keep trying to whitewash it, and we cannot do that if we're going to move forward with each other.
Do you have any power in your disposal in the mayor's office to push back against the school district if they're teaching things that you think are inaccurate history or that aren't aligned with what the federal government wants us to do?
Listen, that's going to have to be something that the federal government takes a look at. Obviously, the school board is its own entity. I don't have any sort of authority over our elected school board, but they also are hamstrung by what is happening at the state level. All I'm saying is, let's educate our children with the truth. Let's make sure they know the truth of history. There's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't make any group good, bad, or otherwise. It simply means we have to acknowledge our past, and I think that hopefully folks will see that more reasonable heads will prevail here, and we will not have this end up being the law of the land.
Was that the first time you met the Vice President, and what was the interaction like?
No, we've met at a couple of different events before. She simply congratulated me on my victory here in Jacksonville, and just thanked the city for being so gracious for her very, very quick visit. But that was really it.
How does it feel to be Jacksonville's first female mayor, meeting the nation's first female vice president here today?
Well, obviously, I'm very grateful that we have the opportunities we have. We would not have those opportunities if we did not take a look at the past and how the past actually used to work for women in this country. So I think it's just incredibly important for folks to acknowledge that in order to move forward, we have to see everybody as equal. And I think that it's exciting to see the first female vice president here with the first female mayor, but at the end of the day, I think we are just two people who want justice for everybody in this country. Okay, good.
Thank you, Mayor.